Hi, I'm Andy Allen from Wedding Trader, and I'm joined today by Helena Cotter, who is a sales trainer for the wedding industry. We're going to be talking a little bit today about expectations, what a bride has when she comes into your boutique. Have these expectations grown over the since the pandemic? Do they want more? And how does this translate with sales? So without further ado, I'm going to bring in Helena. Thank you, Helena. Thanks for joining us.
Hi, Andy. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
It's been a while and we're now in the midst of winter, but hopefully warmer and brighter days are ahead.
I'm sure they will be. Yeah. So we're going to talk about how this this kind of phenomenon of shops offering more and more as clients come through the door, how this sort of came about in the first place, really, and how is it affecting the industry in the UK?
It's quite interesting because, you know, back in the good old days, you would be tripping over customers because there were so very few wedding dress shops. So, it was just a matter of brides didn't have very many places to go to, so they would go in, buy a dress and leave. Over the last, I would say probably the last 5 years, but certainly since the pandemic, I've noticed, having looked at social media quite a lot, that a lot of business are offering alcohol, non-alcohol, cakes, treats, chocolates, freebies, and all sorts of things for brides when they come with their party, whether it's in the form of a regular appointment, a VIP appointment. There's a lot on offer now for a bride.
This used to be on offer when the deal was done, didn't it? When the dress was sold, there would be a pop-in of a
yeah. I mean, if you want to put it, I would say they're rewarded for buying from wherever.
Yeah.
So today it's a very difficult one because, as I say to my customers, I'm not the bridal police. There is no such thing. So if any business owner or on a team are watching this and they think, well, actually, hang on a minute, we love offering this. Our customers love it. We get rave reviews and all of them are buying a dress. Well, then I guess I'm wrong and you should keep doing it. And as I say, if it works for you, keep doing it. But for me, it's the sort of level now that we've reached in terms of potentially over delivering. And that worries me because the bar now will be set so high in the long run, it's going to be very difficult to meet and exceed what is now classed as the new normal.
Yeah,
that's a concern for me. It may well not happen, but I think it would be a very, very good idea for businesses to keep a close eye on their conversion rates and work out that since offering XYZ, their sales have shot up, remained about the same, or dipped a little bit. The law of averages says that you're obviously going to sell dresses, but how many of these brides go and without buying anything? They'll still say great things about you, but they'll also go to their friends and say, oh, you've got to go in there and perhaps try that boutique first because you get everything. And I didn't buy anything, and it was fantastic. And I now know what I'm looking for, so I'm going off to buy it somewhere else.
Yeah, it's another overhead, isn't it, for business owners that they need to take into account.
Indeed.
Yeah.
I think I worked out, I was with a client, this is probably about 4 years ago now. She would give champagne to everybody, irrespective of whether they bought a dress, not bought a dress. Everyone that was with the bride and the bride would get, I don't know, so much champagne through the appointment.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I did an observation day with them. We went into the stockroom to the side and there were countless bottles with sort of that much left in them of champagne. And I said, oh, how many of these do you use in a week? And we worked out it's about £4,000 a year they were losing by not this alcohol was just sat there going flat. Wow. So, it's a very difficult one, but I think for me, it's about getting that balance right and delivering enough and knowing that good is good enough before, it's setting such a precedent for the industry now. I think retailers, on top of all the other pressures that they have, bridal retailers are now feeling even more pressure to keep doing more and more and more. I don't think it's sustainable in the long run.
Yeah. So what do you think is the solution to this? How can people make this experience pleasurable and also memorable and turn it into sales without the kind of snowballing of things on offer?
For me, it's, the first thing always is the customer will buy from you before they ever buy your product. If they like you, that's great. And you're starting now to build rapport and a relationship with the customer and their guests. Delivering fantastic customer service, being able to listen to them, interpret what they're looking for, not what we think they're looking for, and being knowledgeable about your product obviously is a given. Now, you could argue, well, everybody's doing that, so what's going to make us different? But the issue now is everybody's the same, because most boutiques are offering all of those goodies. So actually everyone is the same again. What will be next?
Yeah.
So we spoke earlier before we started this, that when I get inquiries from customers, without doubt, the largest inquiry is, please, can you help us close more sales for whatever reason? But the one that's creeping up now, almost level with that, is, have you got a back to basics, how to sell a wedding dress course? Yeah. Which obviously I have. They want back to basics because, obviously if they're offering all of these things and, almost crawling across broken glass, and perhaps that bride doesn't buy, what have they got to fall back on? Well, only your sales skills, which if they're lacking a little, or perhaps may not be up to date with how brides buy today, that could be a difficulty. And competition are always nipping at your heels. They're going to be going up to the next shop and being sold to, and a shop that may not offer all of that. Yeah. So it's a difficult one. And of course now, because everyone pretty much is doing the same thing, nobody is standing out. And brides' expectations now are right off the scale. Yeah. So managing them is very, very important. Will giving a glass of champagne to a bride make her want to buy a dress? I don't know. It's all become, I don't know if I can use the expression Americanized, but it's all become very much of a performance and theatre. And, that's great. If that's what they want today, then fine. But I don't know how sustainable it is, if I'm brutally honest.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about your comments then about the theatre and the experience of the day and the popping of the champagne and this, that, and the other. And it would be interesting to gauge if giving people a drink before they're trying on the dress equates to more dress sales. I don't know. I think you're right. It's something that people need to monitor.
Definitely
makes sense, because part of the theatre is popping the cork, isn't it, and all that kind of stuff. That's why you're going to end up with these little bottles with, a third left in and da 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 da.
Yeah. Identifying who your customer really is. Should they even be in your boutique? Are they your bride? That's very important to do that. But that to me goes back to basics training. And that is why I'm now developing a managing customers' expectations course, which will be available in about 6 to 8 weeks to download and buy off the internet. Because I think it's very important, there's so much hype now, and social media to me is a double-edged sword. The word is spreading, go to that boutique, you'll get this and this. That's great if they eventually find a dress with you, and they may not find it on that first appointment. it happens. They may not find it on the second, but do we really want them back 3, 4 and 5 times? That's a lot of money. A lot of money.
Yes, it is. So just going back to the course, this is good. This is going to be is it going to be used as like a refresher for maybe sales managers, or could it also be used for maybe new staff that have joined a boutique?
I think really anybody that runs a bridal boutique, if you are somebody that offers everything and you think, we're looking at our sales figures, we're looking at our conversion rates. They haven't really, you know, gone up particularly. They're on a plateau. I would have to examine why they haven't gone up.
Yeah.
So that will be in there. And you may find that there's a dip in sales. You know, the economic climate is such that people have got less disposable income today. We were talking about heating, and you know, it is expensive. Everything's expensive. Running a car, running a home, everything is expensive, more than it's been in donkey's years. So I don't know. I just thought today it would be interesting to speak about, because there's just a little niggle for me that, is it sustainable? I don't know. So the course, going back to your question, really is available for everyone, whether they've used my services or not used my services yet.
Brilliant. And that's going to be available in a couple of months.
Yeah, I would say we're looking at March now. And, you know, just as the weather hopefully is getting a little bit warmer, and it will be really interesting. And I think it's very important, as I said, to get the balance right. You know, deliver all you want. It's your business, as long as you're getting the sales in as well. Now, some people might say, well, it's not all about selling. Well, I would argue it kind of is, in as much as that's why we're all in business. You know, we're in business to make a living. Yeah. So sales, it shouldn't be a dirty word. It's reality. Every day we buy something. Every day, everyone buys something. So I don't know why sales would be seen as a dirty word.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, thank you, Helena. I think, you know, I'm sure that's going to be of use to people, because, you know, we're just starting out on a new year. We've got all the busy periods that traditionally when people get proposed to coming up. And yeah, some interesting thoughts, maybe about not overselling so much, or if it's working for you. Yeah, or if it's not, there's an option for having a look what things you could improve. Yeah,
indeed. And I've got a quote which is actually anonymous, but I found it online and I thought this is quite interesting. And that is, happiness is reality minus expectations.
well, that's interesting, isn't it?
Isn't it?
Mm.
So I'll leave that with everyone, and I really hope, you know, and I mean it in the most sincere way, that, as I said, if it works, keep doing it. If things don't work and you're deliver, and the sales aren't going up, well, then there's something else going on there. And it may be that you need a back to basics training course.
Yeah. Okay, well, thanks very much for joining us. Thanks very much, Helena.
Take care, Andy. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.